Got him. Well, it's the second time.
Yan Gomes is in the other battery.
Gone. So are the Giants.
And he drives it into right center field. Hit it, Todd. This baby is way back. On here.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Baby Baseball channel. And today we're talking about umpires and the automated ball strike system that was recently used in the Arizona Fall League, trying to test it out to see if maybe someday this could be a system that could be utilized in Major League Baseball. And what do I think about it? It's not something that I'm thrilled about, like a great idea, but I think the umpires are atrocious as far as calling balls and strikes. Don't get me wrong. I know these umpires have been through umpiring school. They've been through the minor leagues. I'm not saying I could do a better job. Certainly not. These guys know what they're doing in general. But I'm saying they have their own strike zones. They know that they're not going to be held accountable. They're not like players. Players who don't play well get sent to the minors. If they still don't play well, they get sent packing. They get cut. They get released. They don't continue to play. How'd things work out with the Giants and Connor Joe? Connor Joe's a good player. He hits over 300 every year in the minor leagues. Giants said, hey, we're going to give you a shot. Farhan Zaidi said, I liked you when you were with the Dodgers. We're going to get you on the opening day roster, and you're in the lineup, baby. 15 at-bats later, he was packing his bags to go back to the minor leagues with the Dodgers. How'd that work out? 15 at-bats. That's how long you might have to prove yourself in the major leagues if you're a player. But if you're an umpire, you can be horrible through 15 at-bats. Nothing happens. You can be horrible through 150 at-bats. Nothing happens. You can be horrible all season. Nothing happens. You can be horrible for 5 seasons. Nothing happens. Nothing happens to these guys. There's no accountability. And I understand that's part of their agreement. That's part of their union or whatever. I mean, there's nothing that can be exactly done right on the spot until another contract or another agreement is made. When that day comes, I feel like there needs to be accountability for these guys. I'm not saying they should just lose their job because they make a bad call. Of course not. But if you're consistently bad, if you're consistently inconsistent, if you have no strike zone, if you're calling guys out on pitches 3 or 4 inches off the plate all the time, then you're not ready for the big leagues. You need to go back to the minors and work on your craft. And I think just that would improve things dramatically because the umpires know that those are balls. They're not blind. I don't think so. If you watch the World Series, Victor Robles got called out, and this is just one of many of these instances, but I remember specifically a pitch that was nowhere close to the strike zone. Never close to the strike zone. He rings him up. There's no way, and I'll never believe that that umpire thought that that was a strike. He knows it was off the plate, but he felt like Robles should have swung at that one. Hey, kid, you need to protect the plate. Got 2 strikes on you. I'll never believe that that umpire thought that that was a strike, that that ball was in the strike zone. If he did, he needs to retire immediately, have his driver's license taken from him, and go see an ophthalmologist immediately because he is illegally blind. Is he? No. He thought that that hitter should have been swinging at that. It's not your job, man. Your job is not to just decide what's a strike and what's not based on who you think should be swinging, based on who's pitching, based on if it's a Hall of Fame pitcher, based on if it's a rookie batter. Your job is to call the darn strike zone. And until they start doing that, then I will be a proponent of this system. But we have to talk about the system because there's a problem, unfortunately, with the system. It seems like, okay, if the computer knows what's a ball and strike, put that into play and we'll be fine. Eventually, maybe we will be fine, but there is going to be an issue. Because if you look at what some of the AFL players had to say, it's not that surprising. Royce Lewis of the Twins, he's a big prospect with the Twins. He played in the AFL in the Arizona Fall League, and he said the inside and outside pitches are done well, but the top and the bottom of the zone is kind of the problem, mainly because of these curveballs, these sharp curves that end up in the dirt that kind of graze the strike zone, and it's going to ring them up and call those strikes. So they need to figure out if they want that to be a strike or not, because it's traditionally usually called a ball. It's in the dirt. Umpires aren't going to call that. But the computer is saying it is going through the strike zone, so technically it is a strike. But the outside and the inside pitches, they say it's great, which I believe. I believe those outside and inside pitches is the biggest problem with the real umpires. They call those. Pitches in the dirt, typically called balls. Should those be strikes? That's what has to be decided. So they have to still do some figuring out with this system and make it a little better so that real strikes that we know are called strikes, and balls that are, not hittable are going to be called balls. It shouldn't be called a ball if it's pretty much not hittable. Now, if it does graze the strike zone, it's just a really good pitch, even if it's in the dirt, but it was hittable. Technically, it went through the strike zone. Maybe it should be a strike. Maybe that's something that we just have to adjust to. But let's get it so it's called right for the most part.
Oh, strike three. Marvin Hudson rings up Ahmed.
Oh, man.
I would prefer we hold these umpires freaking accountable. I would prefer that, because if they thought they were in danger of getting sent to the minor leagues or losing their job, that strike zone's going to get better with a quickness. As soon as they start seeing their buddies get demoted, they're going to say, oh boy, and they see that pitch 3 inches off the plate to Brandon Belt, they're going to think twice before ringing him up. And I don't want to sound like a homer, like it's just against the Giants, because it happens against every team. But obviously I watch Giants games and I notice these things. And Brandon Belt, who knows the strike zone really well, has taken who knows how many pitches 3 inches, 4 inches off the plate that are called strikes. All the time. Not just him. It happened to Barry Bonds. It used to happen to Will Clark all the time. I mean, it's not something new. This has been around for a while, and I've heard people say that Major League umpires are really good. They have a tight strike zone. I've heard this. I don't see it. When I watch the games, I don't see it. I do see pitchers get upset when they have close calls called balls because they're off the plate slightly. They're supposed to be balls. Why are the pitchers getting upset? Because they're damn used to it being called a strike. They're used to a pitch 2 inches off the plate being a strike because it's typically called a strike because the umpire wants to go. I mean, it's fun. I get it. So anyway, guys, that's how I feel about it. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Do we need to change Major League Baseball, bring in this automated ball strike system, or do we just need to hold the umpires a little bit more accountable so that they improve their ball and strikes? That's what I want to know. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. We're going to be talking a lot about baseball all off season long, San Francisco Giants talk, and other teams as well. And follow me on Baby BB. And we'll be talking to you soon. See ya! When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.